City boy, city boy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And you know we gotta go ahead and do a Monday Night Raw on Netflix review, baby. And before we jump into today's video, reminding you guys once again, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, so I can keep on spitting them facts and so I can reach my goal by WrestleMania. Okay, so tonight's show, my initial thoughts. There was a couple of good things about tonight's show, but overall, this show was really just another show. Really, I'm very tired. I'm glad that this is the last week in the whole, European tour, because I can do without it. I can do without the sing-alongs. I can do without the crowd trying to take over the show. Like they do. We do it here in America too. Don't get me wrong. But it's to a whole different, just inconceivable, cringe, just disgusting level when it comes to the European crowd. All right. It's just bad. It's almost every single segment where superstars are talking, the crowd is trying to take over the show, and I'm done with it. I'm glad this is the last week, all right? And I can't wait till we get to next week on Monday Night Raw so I don't have to hear Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. Fuck out of here, man. I'm over it, all right? I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. So we'll go ahead, jump right into it, okay? The show started off with a promo segment between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Now, this was one of those good segments, all right? Obviously not because of Cody Rhodes, but because of the man himself, Jonathan Cena, okay? Because of the man himself. He finally went out there and he finally cooked Cody Rhodes. I could tell that he, even in this promo where he's cooking Cody Rhodes, he was still holding back. I could tell that this was one of those promos where Triple H told him, like, hey, go out there, cook how you cook, but don't completely bury our champion. All right, don't completely, because burying the champion at this point is burying Triple H. And if you bury Triple H, then you have a whole nother set of problems in this company. But John Cena did what he could. And the way that this thing ended, it kind of pissed me off. So we'll get into it, all right? So John Cena comes out. He's getting ready to say something. But before he's able to say anything, Cody Rhodes comes out. He does his long-ass entrance. So we're about six and a half minutes into the show before either person speaks a word. All right. And Cody Rhodes starts off by trying to do the whole 8 Mile thing, the whole Eminem 8 Mile thing. I am white. I am a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. You know what I'm saying? I know everything you're going to tell me, everything you're going to say about me, this, that, and the other. But he starts off with some bullshit. So he says, I know you're going to try to cook me, this, that, and the other. What are you going to say about me that I have a lisp? Nobody cares about your lisp, Cody, but he says, I have a lisp, all right? And there's certain words that start with S that drag on. I'll give you one. It's Stardust. And I know that hurts your soul that for your last WrestleMania, you're going to be in the ring with Stardust. Cody just burying himself at this point. But, yeah, that. And then he says some shit about how he has an arm tattoo on his neck. Some crazy shit like that. Just retarded. I don't think anybody had this stuff in mind when they were thinking about John Cena coming and cooking him. But John Cena went ahead, hopped on, and basically said, hey, man, For all these years, these people have been saying that I bury talent, but I am talent. I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity. And he just says this straight to Cody Rhodes' face, says basically that he's a mediocre, right? Says basically, says that, you know, Cody Rhodes is a corporate champ, he's a manufactured champ, that he's inauthentic, right? That he's nothing but his old chauffeur, all right? Said that he tried to tell him multiple times throughout the years and tried to drill it into his head that he has to be authentic because the people can sniff out inauthenticity from a mile away. And that Cody Rhodes is still scared to show the world exactly who he is. And that Cody Rhodes is dumb enough, and he's just like a fan, to get his gimmick tattooed on his neck. All right? And just straight cooking Cody Rhodes, right? Cody comes back and basically says, oh, well, if anyone's a manufactured champ, if anyone's a corporate champ, a chosen champ, it's you, John Cena, because at least the people chose me. The Smarks chose me, okay? They chose me. Who chose you? A man who doesn't work here anymore, whose name who we shall not speak of. And John Cena, you know, he looks annoyed at this, right? The promo basically ends off with John Cena saying that he makes empires for billionaires and Cody Rhodes just steals money from their kids. And Cody Rhodes, while John Cena is getting ready to walk out of the ring, getting ready to walk up the ramp, Cody Rhodes stops him and says, one thing that we don't have in common, John Cena, is that of all the things that have been chanted at me, I've been booed, I've been cheered and all this out of the arena. But the people have never chanted at me that I can't wrestle. I almost threw up in my mouth. I almost threw up in my motherfucking mouth. What is that? What is that? What is that? The people have never told me that I can't wrestle. So, motherfucker. And this is why I say that I know that John Cena was told to cook but go easy. Because there's no way that any other iteration of John Cena where he would have let that shit stand. Because really, just like what John Cena was talking about, that's not what this shit is about. This shit ain't about wrestling, nigga. This is about authenticity. This is about a connection to the fans. This is about making money, pussy. All right? Now, John Cena might not have fucking, you know what I'm saying, made as much money as Stone Cold or The Rock even, or Hulk Hogan, right? But John Cena most definitely, okay, most definitely held the company up to a point where it didn't die, but wrestling is dying right now. Like, it's dead, it's dying, and we can all see this happening right in front of our eyes, okay? There's no more characters. No more characters. And Cody Rhodes is the prime example of polished, clean, manufactured, just straight up wrestler. All right? But that's how that promo ended. Fucking John Cena gets back into the ring after the audience is chanting, "You can't wrestle." And he gets ready to cheap shot Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes catches him, hits him with a crossroads, and leaves John Cena dead in the middle of the ring. This hopefully means that John Cena will be walking out as champion for WrestleMania 41. That's what I pray for. That's what I hope, because this has to end. Cody Rhodes' reign has to end. I want to see a promo segment between John Cena and LA Knight like yesterday. I need that in my veins like yesterday. So we move on to the rest of this boring ass, monotonous ass show. So we get a Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky recap of their whole little situation that they have going on, where they basically, you know, show all the stuff that's been happening over the last few weeks, and announce that, you know, Bianca will be the special referee in tonight's match between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Okay, so after that recap, we get the New Day versus the New Catch Republic. All right. So the New Day come out, and Adam Pearce says, I told you that you guys would have to prove yourselves, that you guys would have to, you know what I'm saying, beat a team so that way you guys could, work your way into the title picture again. And he says that, they're going to have to face off against Britain's own or England's own, UK's own, New Catch Republic. Now, the crazy thing about this whole thing is, what is it like? How it must feel for the talent to come out there to no pop at all. No pop at all. The only reason why the New Catch Republic even got a little bit of a sort of a pop, a kind of a half a pop, a quarter of a pop, is because they're from England. And that's it. It's not their character because they don't have any. It's not their matches that they've won because they don't win any. Right? The New Day, they come out there, no pop, nobody cares. All right, nobody gives a fuck about either tag team in the ring. But that's just where we are right now in the company. So, whatever, this match was nothing to write home about. The New Day end up picking up the win. So, yes, the New Catch Republic, they may be back, but they are still jobbers, baby. They are still jobbers, all right? So after the match, the New Day, they do a quick interview with Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly says some retard shit, okay? She basically is like, I know you guys said last week that you guys wanted to come out here and prove yourselves and win a match so that way you can get back into the title picture. Do you think that this match has furthered your chances in order to get to that title picture? Well, first of all, duh. And second of all, fucking Xavier Woods just reading my mind says, Kathy, are you slow? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Of course that's what we were out here to do. That's what we out here to do, and that's what we proved tonight by whooping on these jobbers. Okay? So they do that. Kofi Kingston says they came out here, they did what they had to do, and now there's time they get what they deserve, and that's a tag team match with the War Raiders. The War Raiders, they didn't get ready to come out. Their music hits. Nobody could care. Nobody could care, okay? We get one of the most, we get one of the quietest stare downs that we've ever seen in life, okay? Nobody cares about either team on the ramp at this point, all right? And the War Raiders, they need to be fired like last week. So we move on. We get a recap of the whole Uso and Gunther situation. We pull up. It's Jimmy and Jay backstage. Jimmy's basically talking to Jay, or Jay walks up on Jimmy and is like, you know what I'm saying, good luck in your match tonight. Jimmy's like, hey man, this is our time. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to beat Gunther, and then at WrestleMania, you're going to beat Gunther, and that's going to be that, okay? Gunther is a beatable man. So Jay tells him, all right, I hear you, but be careful. This is when I knew that something bad was going to happen. Something bad is going to happen up here next. So Jimmy Uso goes up against Gunther. That's the next match that we get. Gunther whoops his ass from pillar to post. All right, I mean, it was a 50-50 match. Don't get me wrong. But Gunther whooped his ass from pillar to post. And after the match, Gunther choked out Jimmy. Jay comes out for the save. Gunther retreats. All right, we hit commercial. We come back from commercial. Jay's carrying out Jimmy, and Gunther comes up and attacks him from behind. No diddy. All right, he starts laying a thorough smackdown, ass whooping on Jimmy and Jay. And then he gets some zip ties from the security guards, because the security guards, they run out. Gunther fucking power slams or power bombs a fucking security guard onto the steel steps, and he grabs a fucking zip tie out of his back pocket or some shit. I don't know what they had zip ties for. When the fuck have we ever seen security with zip ties? But whatever, okay? We're not thinking logically right now. So he zip ties Jay to the ring apron, or to the ring ropes, and then he starts taunting him with his belt, with the world championship belt. Jimmy, he's like tries to get into the ring, and Gunther just like belts him across the face, right? Hits him across the face with the belt, and Jimmy is like, tries to get back in the ring again. Gunther grabs him up and starts just beating the dog shit out of him, puts him in a couple of sleeper holds and is just whooping on him, just beating his ass. He bloodies Jimmy up. I liked how this segment was done, I guess. There was a lot of places that it just didn't make sense, so it kind of took me out of it a little bit. But for what it's worth, this is some shit that we should have been getting over the last few weeks, all right? But we get it now, so let's see how they follow up on this. I don't know how they're going to follow up on this, but we'll see, all right? I think Jay's going to come out next week and say the same shit that he's been saying. 4 words or 4 letters. Yeet, nigga, and we move on. Okay? So, we get a CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins recap of what they had going on Friday. And then we cut backstage to a Judgment Day segment where Carlito just continues to be disrespected, all right? Basically what happens is Finn, he's happy that they won last week, and, he's like big up in Dom, he's big up in himself, mostly himself, and Liv Morgan and Raquel, they're kind of, upset because Finn basically says that to Raquel, hey, I know you lost your match last week for the Intercontinental Champion, but don't worry, I'll be the one that brings home the Intercontinental Champion to the Judgment Day. And Raquel's like, okay, that's fine, or whatever. So Finn and Dom, they walk off. Carlito stays behind, and he's with like Raquel and Liv backstage. And Raquel, just disrespectful. What are you still doing back here, Carlito? Go help them. Like, who the fuck are these bitches? Like, why is this happening week after week after week? Why is Carlito just the punching bag to the Judgment Day? Carlito is literally the oldest one there, right? He has the most experience out of anybody there, and he's just being consistently disrespected on a week to week basis. I think Triple H is still mad about getting some apple spit in his face like 20 years ago. It's the only thing I can fucking think of for why Carlito is just in this fucking limbo of just being disrespected week after week after week. It is time to bounce, Carlito. It is time to bounce. If you're not gonna get your hands on a title anytime soon, if you're not going to even get close to the tag team champions, you need to just get the fuck out of there, because I'm tired of seeing Carlito get disrespected week after week. All right, so whatever. All right, next up, we get Penta and Bron Breakker versus Judgment Day. This match was nothing to write home about, but what I do want to talk about is the ending of this match, because this match ended in a very retarded way, and it might have been done right. Maybe if it was done right, I wouldn't have such an issue with this, but it was done poorly, okay? So, Judgment Day had Penta up in the corner, and they were whooping his ass in the corner. Bron Breakker is getting ready to spear Finn Balor, all right? But you see, very clearly, Finn Balor, he's in the way of Penta, and Penta, shoves him out of the way. He shoves Finn out of the way and gets fucking speared right out of his Jordans, right? He just gets speared, and then fucking they end up losing the match. They throw Braun out of the ring, and then I think Finn, he picked up the pin. So I'm gonna come right back to this in just a small minute. But next up, we get Chad Gable and Adam Pearce. They're backstage. Chad Gable, he's playing like he's sick, right? Says he won't be able to, compete or whatever. Adam Pearce is like, oh, that's too bad, because next week, we're gonna be in Minneapolis. And Chad Gable's like, oh, well, I'll be fine by then because that's my hometown. I gotta perform out there. And Adam Pearce was like, nah, it's okay. What better place than for El Grande Americano to come out and perform for the audience in Minneapolis, right? Alpha Academy, they walk up. They have a little stare down with Chad Gable. Chad Gable calls them a couple of idiots, right? And some clowns, right? And then he walks off. Fucking Maxine Dupree then says that she's been talking to Natalya and she wants to talk about some opportunities, one for the tag team division and also for herself, for her little career that she has going on, right? Because we never see Maxine doing anything anymore ever. So, whatever. After that, we get Penta confronting Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, he's getting interviewed by, I believe, Kathy Kelly, one of the brunette bombshells, okay? Braun Breaker, he's getting interviewed and he's starting to say something. And then Penta comes out of nowhere and confronts him, calls him stupid, basically says that it was his fault that they lost the match. And like I said before, if it was done properly, then I might not have too much of an issue with this, even though we see this same spot happen all the time. But it wasn't done properly. We all were able to clearly see Penta shove Finn out of the way so that way he could get speared. So this whole segment just makes Penta look retarded, makes the whole match look botchy, or makes him look like he's actually going to team up with the Judgment Day, which would make him look even more retarded, because why last week, when you had the chance to just go ahead and turn on Braun Breaker then and there, right, and go ahead and just turn heel and join the Judgment Day there, then why wouldn't you just do it last week? Why would you kick fucking Dom in the face with the chair, this, that, and the other? Why would you do all this? Penta just looks bad right here. He looks bad. He's either a botcher or a retard. And that's the only thing that we can get out of this segment. Okay? So, we move on. AJ Styles, he's walking out into the ring. Okay? He calls out Logan Paul. All right? And this whole segment was just murdered. It was absolutely fucking guillotined by the European crowd. Okay? Just fucking destroyed by the European crowd because they could not shut the fuck up. They could not, for the life of them, shut the fuck up and let the wrestlers do what the wrestlers gotta do, okay? They're out there trying to cut a fucking promo on each other, and they can't even get through it. Like, you can tell, I can tell, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a performer myself, as a stage performer myself, I could see the irateness of AJ Styles. It was the same irateness that Randy Orton had last week when he was trying to fucking spit the bullshit that he had to spit in order to bring Cody Rhodes up, right? It's the same irateness. He's like, will these motherfuckers shut the fuck up? They are so glad. They better be happy that he's a fucking babyface, because I know if he was a heel, there's no way he's not telling them to shut the fuck up, because that's all I'm thinking the entire time as AJ Styles is talking. They're, AJ Styles, AJ Styles, right? Then Logan comes out, they're chanting Logan sucks at the top of their lungs, right? AJ's trying to get over a couple of his lines, right? And there was a point in time, right? There was a point in time during this segment where Logan Paul was saying something to AJ, and then as a retort, AJ was trying to say, hey, we have a saying where I'm from. It's called, don't let your mouth write a check. And then the crowd interrupts him and says, write that check, write that check, write that check. Bro, I almost threw my phone at the TV, bro. I almost threw my phone at the TV. These motherfuckers don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, bro. Logan Paul had to, this was the second time that Logan Paul had to kind of save the, get AJ Styles back on track, because these motherfuckers, could not shut the fuck up. They could not shut the fuck up. So he's like, what are you talking about? Cash and checks. Y'all don't know nothing about no writing no fucking checks. Y'all don't know nothing about no writing no checks. Y'all are broke. You're all poor, okay? You over there, you done spent your whole entire life savings on a fucking wrestling ticket so that way Logan Paul could call you poor, right? And then that's when AJ Styles, he got back and he said, yeah, based off reminded me what you just said is exactly what I'm trying to say. Basically, is don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash, okay? And, you know, that was that. The segment was fucking ass, all right? They ended up brawling, all right? AJ was about to come out on top, but then Logan ends up hitting him in the nuts with the rope, all right? And he ended up on top of that whole situation, okay? Just bullshit, just retarded, okay? This whole situation was stupid, all right? I cannot wait until they leave the fucking the European continent, and I hope they never fucking go back, because this is insane. There's a point where getting yourself over as the audience, it just becomes too much, and this audience is doing far too fucking much. Next up, we get a Lyra Valkyria interview that nobody could fucking care about. Okay, bird bitch who's not a bird bitch is boring as fuck. Nobody cares. She's gonna fight Bayley. She's gonna defend her title against Bayley. Nobody gives a shit. Okay, whatever. Okay, next up, we get another Judgment Day segment backstage where Finn is really full of himself. He's being really full of himself. He doesn't say that him and Dom won. He says that he won. Right? He won the match, right? Which is technically right, but you know, he's not giving Dom any credit for the match. And after he leaves, because he says that he's going to go talk to Adam Pearce, he says he's really back on track right now. He's going to see if he can get himself into a title match, get his hands on some championship gold. And Liv Morgan is basically talking to Dom after he leaves. He's like, hey, did you hear that? He didn't give you any credit for that match. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go talk to Adam Pearce. So as soon as he's done, and I'm going to get you into a title match. So there was that whole situation. Nobody cares about the Judgment Day. They should have broken up after the whole Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest situation. But here we are, fucking 6 months later, damn near, and we're still doing the same shit. So last but not least, we get Rhea versus Io with Bianca Belair as a special referee. Bianca Belair was looking so damn good. I mean, so damn good in that motherfucking referee outfit. Good enough to eat. I wanted to sop her butterball biscuits up between two butter biscuits and moisten them things up. You feel what I'm talking about? Moisten them things up. If you feel what I'm talking about, okay? She was looking just spectacular, okay? I'm not really into muscle mommies like that, okay? And Bianca Belair is a muscle mommy. But man, shit, give me 2.5 minutes, maybe even 4. She be wanting to marry you, I tell you what. But whatever, this match was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be. The only thing that was kind of different about this match, I'm glad that excuse me, your boy's still a little under the weather. I'm glad that it didn't end in a completely, like, you know, forced screwy way, but it was still forced, right? So basically what happened is multiple times throughout the match, Bianca, she got fucked up, okay? She got, like, kicked in the jaw. She got super kicked in the jaw out of the ring when Rhea was trying to hit her riptide on fucking Io Sky. She ends up hitting the riptide, and Bianca's out of the ring. She's out of commission, right? The crowd counts to 30 like they always do when the ref is out. And Rhea is upset with Bianca because she didn't get back in the ring in time. And after that, she gets hit again. I forgot how she got hit. But right after she gets hit, basically, she gets drop kicked by accident by Io Sky off the top rope. So Io Sky hits a missile drop kick off the top rope, knocks Bianca out of the ring. Bianca calls off the match, says she's done, I'm done, this, that, and the other. And yeah, that was the end of the match. The match ended up ending in a double disqualification, which I haven't heard before. I haven't heard of a double disqualification before. Maybe I have, but it had to be a long time ago, the last time I heard of that situation. So, double disqualification. Io Sky is still the champion. Rhea's mad. She runs out of the ring. She gets into a brawl with Bianca. Io Sky, she runs off she jumps out of the ring, does the same move that fucking JD McDonough did and almost cracked her head open the same way JD McDonough did, right? So springboard out of the ring. Then she starts beating up on Bianca. Then she starts beating up on Rhea. Bianca starts beating up on Io. And then Rhea basically hits them both with a riptide. And then hits Bianca with the super riptide off the top rope. And she stands tall. She's holding the championship up. And that's how the show goes off the air. All right. So like I said, this show, it had a couple of decent things in it. But the crowd took me out completely. I'm done with the European crowd. I'm not watching when they go back to Europe. I'm not watching. Whatever it is. I don't care if it's a fucking a PLE pay-per-view. I don't give a fuck if it's a Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I can't do it. Okay? I can't do it. They do too much to get themselves over, okay? So, as far as the content of the show, like I said, there's only a couple good things. I liked the John Cena Cody Rhodes promo. I just hated how it ended. I don't think Cody Rhodes should have had fucking John Cena laying on his back looking up at the lights, okay? And besides that, I thought the match between Rhea, Io, and Bianca, I thought it was a good match for what it was worth. I thought it ended in a semi-creative way. I just didn't like how the whole after-match brawl kind of went down. It was very choppy, very slow, very rehearsrsed, or it looked very rehearsed. It just didn't look good at all for TV. So, yep, there's that. I'll give this show a 4 out of 10. It wasn't the worst show in the world. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. The crowd really took me out. The crowd really, really took me out. So I give this show a 3 out of 10. All right, let me know what y'all thought of this show down in the comments below, okay? This has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. If you haven't yet, leave a like, leave a subscribe, okay? And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.